Okay, we are live. Give me a second.
Yay! Oh,
Okay,
yeah. Okay.
we're live. Hello. Sorry about that. I just got to get this stream info. Maybe Bird Lady can hopefully tweet what the
Yeah.
stream thing
Maybe
is.
I don't see your tweet about it.
I don't have a tweet yet.
Oh, okay.
I have to find what the stream is.
Oh, what the stream link is. Gotcha.
Yeah. Let me just go here. Wow.
Maybe I could turn on this light for better light. I don't know if this will help or not.
Got it. Copy. Oh, that helps. Fine. It's a bit of an echo. So, not sure if that's on my part. Hang on. Let me see. Is there an echo? Echo? No. No, there's an echo on your side. You've got sound coming out. Yeah. Yeah, I think there's sound coming. Leave it. Let me see. Hang on. Let me do it up. Let me do it this way. Let's see. Nope, that doesn't work. There's an echo here.
I'm muting myself.
Oh, could you mute yourself and call my phone? We can use my phone. Let's see. Bluetooth. Go back to Bluetooth. Here we go. Okay. Let's try calling my phone, and I will answer. Yeah, nothing yet. Nothing. Hello? Okay. Hello? Hello? Hang on, give me a sec. Oh, yeah. Hello, can you hear me? Let me see. Oh, give me a second. Let me make sure the audio's on the right point. Okay. Audio's on Bluetooth.
Okay. Yeah.
Can we hear?
My microphone's muted. Yeah, I can hear you. Well, I'm hearing you through my phone.
Yeah.
So I don't hear the echo on my speaker.
Okay, that sounds good. That's better. Okay.
I can keep these off, but I'm just gonna talk to my phone. That's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. That works. Let me now go to, okay, so here is the tweet for the, so let me see if I can tweet the live stream. Okay, here's the new live stream link. Oh, man. It's, you can tell I haven't got the live stream going yet. Okay, hello, everybody. We are live, and this is a new live stream link, and now, hopefully, people can see. Hello, hello, hello. Testing. Okay. Did you see the live stream on Twitter?
Yes. On live this again.
Okay. So we have Bird Lady roller pigeons online. Let me start by saying that I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. This is for entertainment and educational purposes only. Even though Bird Lady does not have her entertainment costume on, it is okay. It is still for entertainment, right? So I wanted to start off the live stream with just a quick video of Thomas Peter Pye. If you haven't caught this before, I'm gonna just hit start. Thomas Peter Pye, if you haven't caught this before.
Game had closed at $77 a share. The following day closed at $48. The following morning on January 28th, the stock opened at 355 and traded up to 408. At the same
Okay, we will forget that because apparently we've got some sort of weird echo. So that okay, we're back to and we'll see what's going on. We have 13 thumbs up. One watching. Okay. Hopefully. Okay, we have 80 watching now. Okay, we have people now. People know about the live stream. Okay, great. So, so basically, I want to start off by talking about what happened today because we have news. the first news of the day that we have is an expert hydrocarbon statement, which I thought was very cool. And so, what what do you think of the next expert hydrocarbon statement, RP? Ooh, hang on, give me a sec.
Is that
Okay,
yeah?
you're back. Okay, what do you think, RP?
Okay, I'm back.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So in my opinion, the PR that came out today said that the 2022 drilling obligations were met. The deadline was March 31st for the 2022 drilling obligations. It's February 27th, so they were met before today. Before today they were met, and it talks about all five of those wells hit 5 zones, or talked about 5 zones. And then it talks about how they're not going to sell the oil commercially yet, but they're going to continue to explore the different pay zones. And then the last paragraph stated that they are not responsible for brokerage issues on export hydrocarbons. They have distributed those shares to ASP, and ASP is distributing that to your broker. And if you have an issue, you can contact ASP or your broker. So that is my interpretation of CPR today. What about yourself?
Yeah, so I thought it was pretty cool. I thought they also had this, hang on, give me 1 second. So this is, so here we go. So I thought it was, really cool that they talked about the is this the right one? No. Provides operational update, here it is. So the operational update, I thought it was really cool. I thought they talked about let me just arrange the screen here. Doing a screen share. Okay, the operational update, they talked about the spin-off. They talked about, oh, no, that's the spin-off. What's the operational update? Operational update. Right, statement regarding spin. Oh, okay, let me let me reload this. Let's see. Investors provides operational update. Okay, and let's go. Let's get rid of that then, and let's maybe it's next. Oh, okay, I don't know what's going on with this. So I click on this, which is the operational update. I'm just going to try this instead. And that's the statement regarding the spin-off. And I'm going to open it up in over here instead. Let's see. Finder.
Bill
Here it is.
Cooper says he's jumping on now. Hi. Use your pencils number here. Hello. First, go back to your headset. I can't hear my headset. There'll be an echo on the phone. That was what was instructed.
Yeah, we have some sort of weird echo, so that's why. Let me just try this again. Let me read. Okay. So anyway, yeah. So I have it on my email. I can look it up there. 'Cause, so I had a bunch of people call me up about this stuff early, and it was really interesting. I gave my take on it, and let me just where is this? This was an email reply to a friend of mine. Okay, I'll bring this over. Okay, here we go. This is an email format. There we go. That's the right one. I'll figure out how to get this stuff working yet. Okay. So, yeah, so they talked about the oil and gas. They talked about the oil and gas that they found new pay zones. They have 5 distinct areas, which is good, including one that was super shallow, they said. So that should be lower cost to produce, which means you make more money with it, which is pretty good. And then later on, towards the end, they talked about the distribution of the shares from the spinoff. And I thought I was glad that they reiterated that, right? And the reason is that oh, uh, are you on mute, RP? I don't know. Can you say something?
Oh, yeah, I'm on the phone listening to you, but I'm watching YouTube. So when Terry says, hi, Tony and RP, I can wave to them.
Oh, great. Thanks. Yeah, I can't see what's going on right now. So that works. Yeah, so the company provided an update on the distribution of shares. Basically, they said they gave the shares to their transfer agent, AST, and from there, the shares have gone to the brokers. AST said they're all done with it, which is terrific because that basically means that the music has stopped, right? Previously, the brokers were saying, "Hey, contact the company for the spinoff. We didn't get them yet. We're waiting for them. Contact AST. Who knows?" But now they're saying, "Hey, look, it's all done right now. You guys should have your shares. If you don't have your shares, it's clearly the broker's problem at this point." And AST has backed it up. So that's really, really good news. And what that really, really good news means is that I expect things to start moving. I can't say that things will move, of course, but I expect things will start moving soon, right? Because now, at this point, they need to move forward in terms of making sure everyone has expert hydrocarbon shares. So with that, let's see, I had a couple things that I was planning to talk about. Let me move this out of the way. And so, so with that, I think that what we should see is if everything works out the way that it should, we should start to see at some point, I expect FINRA to announce that they're gonna go to position close only, right? Whether it's demanded by the court and rules its will, whether they do it on their own. Actually, it would be best if FINRA decided to do this on their own, because it would show that they have the ability to self-correct, and that would actually instill confidence in the market, because then it's like, they found their own problem, they corrected themselves, there you go. The market's sound at that point. So it's better if they correct it than if they're forced to correct it by an outside entity, right? So, because you always feel better when someone says, "Hey, I made a mistake. It's my fault. Here's my fix for it. Hopefully everything's okay." You know, that's the way I look at it. But what I expect to happen at some point is that FINRA will probably say, whether they're directed by the courts or not, to go to position close only. And what that means is the shorts who've already sold their shares into the public, and they've diluted the share price by doing that, right? They'll have to buy to close, right? And the longs, who can only sell shares that they've already previously bought, right? Those guys will have to, those guys, if they want to, they can buy, they can offer their shares for sales to the shorts. The end result is that we should have share reconciliation. That means that longs can sell to shorts, but after a certain point in time, shorts will have completed buying all the shares that are out there. And in case you're not sure what that means that the volume of shares should be the number of shares that were shorted, right? Because once the shorts are done actually buying up all the shares, that's the entire volume, that's the total number of shares that have been short. That's why we care about how many shares have been shorted. And that volume will determine what the highest price will be, right? It's because that's where the price will go to. It'll be continual buying, right? Well, so what do you think, RP? You're on mute.
Okay, yeah. I'm on mute. No, I was listening
No, you're good.
intently.
Yeah. Okay, sorry.
Okay. Oh, all right. So yeah. Oh, I'm glad we're on phone because my internet connection's unstable now. Great. Like I said, I'm in the barn. The Wi-Fi out here is best. So homemade Wi-Fi network. Okay. So I agree with that. Essentially, right. This would be up to a judge who would say it's going to have to trade closed positions only, and if it does, I think you're correct, and that's the way how it would go. Closed positions only. I agree with it. I'm not sure if this particular PR statement has anything to do with the judge or not, but it certainly is like.
Yeah, I don't think it has anything to do with the judge.
Right. It certainly is to me next to hydrocarbons saying, our liability on this matter has been settled. We don't owe anything more past this. If there's an issue, really this is up to the brokers because we distributed all 165.5 million shares. It's up to your broker to give you shares. And if you don't see an expert hydrocarbons in your account, contact your broker.
Yeah, we've seen that brokers are starting to have slightly different statements now. I saw a tweet earlier today that said, from someone who said, "Hey, your contra-CUSIP number is the next bridge hydrocarbon shares." And so that was interesting. And we're starting to see some different wording coming out from the brokers as well too. So with that, there was. Oh, go ahead.
It's interesting how there's no consistency among the brokers, right? Each broker tries to say their own stories.
Mhm.
You know, whether they're correct or not, I'm not sure because all the stories are different, right? If all the stories are different, who do you know is telling the truth, right? And usually, I say truth is like if you have two sources that you're cross-referencing or cross-examining, and they don't talk to each other, but they say the same thing, to me that could be a truth. That's really, if they don't say the same thing, well then, you know, you don't know if it's the truth or not. Further investigation. In this regard, not many brokers are saying the same thing, and a lot of them talk to each other anyway.
Mhm.
So I don't know who's telling the truth, and it's a very hard matter right now. Who's telling the truth and who's not, right? Because everybody's saying this different.
Everyone's saying something different.
Yeah, everybody's saying something different. Some are saying, "Oh no, we're expected to trade soon." It's like, well, what give you that inkling that it would trade soon? They don't say anything else. And then other brokerages are saying, "No, that's I don't know what they're saying, but we don't see anything." And yes, these are next for target purpose shares. But then they changed the CSIP number again.
Mhm.
And it's like, well, those are next for target purpose shares. What are these, right? You change the CSIP, now what are these, right? Oh, they're next for hydrocarbon shares. But what were those that you told me they were, right? It's 690 Python dead parrots. You know, I was like, oh no, the parrot's living. See, look, it moved. See, look, it moved.
You twitched.
Right?
It's just
It's like,
pining.
yeah, they are. They're just changing the contract stuff that really, not like it does anything. They're like, see, look, now they're here. The next hydrocarbons are here. I'm like, he told you that. Well, that's contract stuff. And what are these, right? What are these? What were those? What's the truth? And of course, the poor crap on the phone doesn't know. Or she,
Exactly. Yeah.
this is above my pay grade. Yeah, this is above my pay grade.
Yeah, the person on the phone is not getting paid much, by the way. He's like the lowest level employee that they put in front of you, right? And he doesn't know what he's doing. I mean, he knows a little bit about what's going on, but he obviously is not an expert in this. And he's like the nail that's stuck between the hammer and the anvil, right? So
Yeah, exactly. And by the way, I forgot everybody, you can't expect people on the phone to know everything about everything. Like, there's a lot of different securities out there, a lot of things trading. Just because this one is important to us doesn't mean that they're going to have any idea what it is or know about it. That's the thing, right? You can't expect these people to be omniscient. They're not going to know everything going on about everything. That, like saying a doctor has to know what's going on with every organ on everybody in his hospital or every gland. Or,
Well,
that's not able to, omniscient on that.
I think there's a Walmart employee, right? I mean, you want to go and you want to buy a power drill thing, right? So you get a Walmart employee and says, "Here are all the drills. Pick what you want." And well, can you tell me the details and exactly how much torque, what the maximum torque I can get on a particular drill is, and what's the best value for torque and all that? And he's like, "I don't know. I'm not the drill expert." So,
Right.
so with that, I think we got there was one particular so this was a slide I'd seen earlier. I think this might be intrusive or or illustrative, right? This is so
Okay.
this particular yeah.
Okay, a lot of people, Tony, they're saying how my audio is terrible. Can I call you back in a second? Can I switch my phone line so I can use my headset? Can I stop my call and then call you back on a different number?
Okay, sure.
That might work. Okay, great.
Is this better? I increased your audio level. How's that?
Maybe people say that they can't.
Does this sound underwater?
Okay.
Okay.
Let me switch my head. Yeah.
Okay, let's try that. Why don't you call me back? Switch to your headset. I
Okay.
got an idea. Hang on. Give me a sec. Let me make an OBS adjustment. I'm not an OBS expert.
Ooh, okay, yeah. Let me hang up the phone and switch my audio.
Hello? Let's see. Can you hear me? Oh, Elgato just turned off. Oh, that was me turning off. Hang on.
I can't see you.
See me. Okay, hang on. Down here, and we go to let's go to this. Let's go here. Oh, that's why. Give me a second. I think I see what's going on. Go to capture. Give me a second. Hopefully it's coming on. And can't look 4K. Okay, let's delete the. Hang on. 1 second. Oh, this is for Zoom. Hang on. Let's turn this off. This is Zoom. And let's go to Zoom. This is from Zoom. We got so many things going on here at once. Zoom, Zoom, Zoom. Oh, here's Zoom. And oh, hopefully you can see me now. Can you see me now? Okay.
Now, hopefully everybody can hear me. I have a really bad.
Hello? How's this? Can we hear some? Let's see. Can you say something, RP? Give me a sec. Give me a sec. Hang on 1 second. Let me go to YouTube settings and let me check that. YouTube settings. Give me 1 second. Sorry. Okay. Oh, I know what. Duh. So we put this on. So I'm gonna put this on. Well, let's see. Okay, hang on. See about. Oh, I know what. Um, hmm. Take this guy. I'm gonna mute my audio, and hopefully. Can you hear me, roller pigeons? Nope. Okay. Let's do this. Let's go to here and unmute. And let's see. Okay, we'll bring this back here. Hello again. And we turn off audio here. Okay. Can you say something, RP?
Saying something right now. It's very
Can you say
delayed. I talk or you talk, and 15 seconds later, I hear it again.
Okay. Wow. Okay, we have a massive echo. So let's see. I'm just gonna go here. I'm gonna try. Okay, we'll do this. Can you say something? Sorry. Oh, I know what. Microphones. Oh, I got it. Hang on 1 second. Mm, Audio settings. Okay, that should be fine for that, and that means I'll be able to turn audio on here.
Got bird paintings on the walls, and they're Audubon prints.
Oh,
Prints from the Audubon books. I can hear myself now.
okay. But it looks like there's an echo. Let's see. So, geez. Okay, so we'll stop. Okay, we'll do this. Let's try this. Let's try the phone again. That might work.
Okay.
Hello?
The Google Play subscriber you have called is not available.
Oh, got it. Oh, that's a good idea. Go to the phone with the okay. And this onto hello. How's this?
Hello. Okay, I have my headset on, but I call you with a different number that does my headset. My one number doesn't do the headset; it doesn't recognize it. But if I call you through Google Voice on my phone and not the computer, it does it. For some reason, my microphone doesn't work on Google Voice on my computer. I don't know what's going on.
Okay. I think we have a solution now. So the phone works, and I'm going to mute this guy. And so hopefully everyone can hear me. Hopefully you can
At
hear
least
me.
there's no echo.
Yeah, the echo should be gone now. And we're just going to use the the echo should be gone. Okay, good.
They said roll with it.
Might as well.
Good. Good enough. It's good enough.
Good enough. Okay. Okay, so here we go. So this is a chart that was here from, let me see if I can make this any bigger. View. Let me see what I can do. Hang
There's
on.
that chart.
Here's a chart. Make this bigger, and I'm put you in. Okay, so this is this is a chart that came from ProStreetArt, where he put all these QSIP numbers together in the various brokers, right? So the good thing is he also added in an estimate because at this point we have so he's combined the data from Russ Race, who has taken a survey of everyone. You might have to call me back in 10 minutes. Do you want to do that?
Oh,
you might.
okay.
You might want to
up?
Zoom me because the meeting will end in 10 minutes.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Well, I see. Yeah, I'll see if I can Zoom you. Okay. Yeah. Oh no, upgrade. I don't want to upgrade.
Hang on. Let me just end this meeting and then
that's
you can
you.
Zoom me. Yeah. How's that?
All right. Okay. Yeah, we'll keep live streaming.
We'll keep live streaming until
Don't
it
stop
ends.
live streaming.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
fine. Okay.
Okay, that's good. All right.
So here we go. We got data from Rust Race over here. And Rust Race has put together, so this is data that combines the QSIP numbers and the Rust Race survey numbers, and he's put them together. So he said, if there's 300 million, if there are 300 million people, or if there are 300 million shares out there, then that means that such and such brokers in this QSIP have this many shares, right? If it's 500 million shares based on the Rust Race survey, this broker has this many shares, right? So we took that data and we combined it with how many shares they were supposedly allocated, right? This is the number of allocations that we have an idea of from John Berta and various other sources, right? That we think that the DTC allocated them. So I put together 4 pieces of info that looks like, hey, look, if the DTCC allocated 53 million shares for TD, Rust Race is estimating 150 million shares, right? Then TD needs obviously 97 million shares, right? So that means, and we go down for the other two for Fidelity, E-Trade, Robinhood, right? And it turned out that the minimum number based upon this estimated shares and the DTC allocation is around 500 million shares. Because if you have less than 500 million shares, you get a negative number for Robinhood, which means that Robinhood has more shares than they need, and that's not going to happen. So therefore, chances are that means that there's at least 500 million shares or so. What do you think, Art?
I agree. Well, we both calculated around 500 million shares. So that's, I think, within what we both calculated. We both agreed on that number. And definitely, I think it's very much in the realm of possibilities.
Yeah. So I think 500 billion could be a good number. And so when you see the volume heading towards 500 billion, that will give you a good idea of when, if trading resumes, that'll be a good idea of when a good time to sell would be, right? Possibly.
Correct. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
possibly. Yeah,
Possibly, yeah.
it's a good basic. Yeah, it could be a potential guideline, not financial advice, but
Not
it
financial
very
advice.
well could be a right, not financial advice, but it could be a guideline in the entertaining sense.
Right.
Yeah.
So So with that, I think we have. Let's see what else. So the other thing is that's just one of three possibilities, right? The other possibilities are that we've got. So that was a court order from the judge. We also have the possibility that NextBridge could sell some shares. We know they have 40 billion in the works, right? Any
Correct.
thoughts on that, RP?
So yeah, okay. So they could sell the shares. Keep in mind the S1 is still delayed. There was the S1, and then there was that 8K that came out that said we're delaying the S1 until such a time when Simon says stand up, and this is because this way they can wait for FINRA to review it, right, or the SEC to review it. Somebody can review it at that point. With the S1 being delayed, somebody can review it. If they don't delay it, well, then you run into like the whole, 30 days past, no comment, it can be active. If you delay it, then you can wait until there's a comment, right? So that kind of pushes the, this ball's in your court, FINRA, or SEC, review this S1. Again, it's delayed. So I wouldn't really consider the 40 million shares on the, it's still, on the back burner, but it's not as active as a lot of people think it is, just on the fact that the S1 is still in delayed right now. There's been no 8K that says Simon says stop. The S1 is still delayed right now.
So do you think
40 million shares.
So do you think we might have to go through another 6-month cycle for the S1 or not? Or would it be something closer to like
I don't
2
know.
cycles maybe?
I think it'd be closer to 2 cycles or less on the ground. This is just an offering, right?
Yeah.
This isn't like the company's going private, new thing, and coming out like NextBridge was. This is NextBridge is now already established, and it's put in the door. This is just adding on to what those shares are, which are already in the Treasury. They're authorized in the Treasury. It just moves, being able to sell. Of course, not publicly, it'll be private offering through Roth Capital. The reason they went with Roth is because they could choose who they can sell shares to. Roth lets them choose who they can sell shares to. So that's very interesting.
That's pretty cool. Yeah. So I wonder if they could get like a small number of shares to some people at a lower price, and then more shares later on at a higher price, or do you think it would be just a single flat rate?
I'm not sure. I like your idea of piecemealing the shares at different price tiers, right? As the shares start, they start at one price, but then price can go up exponentially. I think, that will definitely be interesting to, how I'm not sure how they intend to do it or who might be interested really, because we haven't heard anything about that. It would be nice if we knew, of course, but we don't. It'd be nice though. It'd make things easier.
Yeah, I think the nice thing. So if they did sell shares, the nice thing about that is that everyone would likely get a dividend out of that, which is a good thing. The court order from the judge means that the shares would probably go back to MMTLP and start trading back and forth, or they might. Yeah, they'll probably go back to MMTLP, start trading back and forth, and then you'll get a reissuance of NextBridge or something like that. If that happens, then and you've already transferred your MMTLP shares to NextBridge with AST, you might have some problems. Do you think roller pigeons or not, or do you think that would be undone?
Can you say that question again?
So suppose some people have already transferred, say 50% of their shares to AST, right? then they could trade 50%. Then they would likely be able to trade that 50% of their shares, or they would have to transfer them back all to their brokerage. And I don't know if the brokerage would take it.
Right. That's the thing. If you transfer, it'd be up to the brokers if they want their shares transferred back. Right now, they're taking their sweet time for a lot of them to transfer their shares. Some brokerages can transfer the shares in 2-3 days. Other ones are like 6 to 8 weeks, which means they have to get enough built up to justify them transferring it over. But to transfer them back to trade, now if there was a large demand, I suspect that the brokers would not be, slow on that. They certainly post haste. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, okay.
I'm back. Sorry.
Okay, no problem. I will probably call you back on Zoom. I don't know. Can you do Teams? Can you do Microsoft Teams or not? Or do you prefer Zoom?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can do Teams.
Let me do Teams. Okay, cool. Because I will start a Teams and I will email you this link.
Oh, great.
And we can go there. Okay, so let me do that.
Yeah, I know Terry likes Teams.
Let me see. Yeah, I've done a live stream with Terry. We did Teams because his OBS. I want to say OBD scanner, but it's not OBS. Like your car, your OBD scanner you plug in.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I'm sending you the email, and I'm going to close out Zoom because it'll probably be easier.
Okay.
Let me close Zoom.
Okay. Closing Zoom.
Leave the meeting.
Yep.
And now start meeting. Hold on. Oh, shoot. Oh, no.
Yeah, I got Teams starting up. Hang on.
I have to undo the audio and replug it in.
No problem.
Want to try the audio?
Yeah.
With Teams or just stay on the phone?
Stay on the phone for now. How's that?
Okay. Yeah. We couldn't access your camera. What the heck? Oh, no. Camera. Oh, because Zoom was using it. Oh, my gosh. No, it's...
You might have
Fine. Let me leave and come back. Give me just a second.
Well, this is a good thing about the phone. At least I can talk to you while it's still going on.
Right.
So we still have communications. So I have Teams, and just shoot me an email, and I will join your link.
I did.
Oh, you did.
My phone's not working.
Roller pitches. Oh, Teams Live. Okay, got it.
Yeah, hold on. Let's see if I can do it. Oh no, I won't my camera start.
Join now.
Come on. Oh my gosh.
Okay, join now. So let's see.
Okay, I'm admitting you into the lobby.
Great.
Now, hold on. Let me see if I can figure out why my microphone isn't working. It's a camera, HTY camera, yes. Why is my camera turning on? Here.
So the issue that I wanted to bring up is that if you did transfer all your shares to AST, it's not known, or at least I don't know myself, how you could trade those shares easily if the judge orders it to go back in time. You might have to transfer them back, and whether or not the broker would allow that, I'm not sure. So that's one question I had. But I think in general, if you, what's the word? If they do take the path where they do sell some shares, and that means that Nextbridge Hydrocarbons gets a whole lot of money, and they could issue you a dividend, but they would also be able to develop the oil and gas plants, and that would be significant. Because once they develop the oil and gas plants, start pumping oil, then they can issue you a dividend again. Hello. Hello. What's going on? It's just Are you still there?
Yeah, that's me. I'm trying to. I'm still here. I'm just trying to see why it won't go with my camera.
Okay. People.
Okay, my camera won't kick on, but my camera kicks on for other functions. So I don't know. I closed out Zoom.
Maybe you have to click on the
Frustration is
camera.
12 out of 10. Yeah.
Maybe you have to
No,
click on
I clicked
camera.
on camera. I did, and I went to settings,
Oh.
and it says your video isn't working. We couldn't access your camera. I don't know why it won't. You know, let me try the web. Hold on.
Okay.
Let's try the web. I
Okay.
might have to just reinstall Microsoft Teams on my computer. But let's try the web.
Okay.
No, I'm joining. Oh, see, look. Hold on. Bird lady.
Oh, good news.
RP. I'm connecting. Hold on. Give me a second. Takes a while. I don't know why it's so slow.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I have to reinstall Teams, I guess. It's just
Oh.
a pain.
Hmm.
We let the organizer know that you're waiting. Oh my
wait
gosh.
in the
Here's the
lobby.
organizer. Sign it.
Wait,
Right.
it
Can
says
you admit me?
you're a guest. I'm admitting you.
Thank you.
I thought you were the
It's
organizer.
because I'm not signed in. I
Oh.
know. It's because I'm not signed in on the browser. That's weird.
Okay. Okay, here you go. Hopefully.
What?
It says admitted.
Nope. It's taking me to sign in. Oh no. It says I was admitted. Now it's making me sign in. I know.
People. Oh. No, it says
Hold on.
it's got the original. It's got the original one. Oh.
Give me 1 second. Hold on. His stupid 2-step authentication.
Oh.
Plus my internet's kind of slow out here. We sent a verification. Oh.
So, and we also have one other possibility. The possibility of, the other possibility that we have is that we might have a gray market trade. I have not received any. I've not received any contacts from my broker about gray market trades, but it's still a possibility, I think. So.
Why won't you send me the code? What's going on, Microsoft? Oh my gosh.
Okay, it says you're out. It says you're not in the Zoom meeting. I mean, not the Zoom, but the Teams meeting. I'm the only person there, I think, now. I think you left.
Right. Yeah, it kicked me out and said sign in. And I'm waiting for it to send me a verification code, and it didn't. And I don't know why it won't send me it sent me a verification code all the other times.
Maybe it's on the phone.
I'm going to rip out all my hair right now. I'm still frustrated. 12 out of 10. It's very, oh my gosh. That seems to be good, but it. See, look.
Well, the sound is pretty good right now. I mean, I think the sound is pretty good.
Okay.
So, let's see.
Yeah, I don't know why the web and it doesn't want to.
Okay.
Otherwise, the sign in. Yeah.
So let me know when you've got sign in stuff. I will talk a little bit about some taxes in the meantime. So a lot of people got the what was it? The email from Charles Schwab, I believe, said, "Hey, look, if you want, you can sell your shares for $0 and take a tax loss and claim your tax loss." Well, just FYI, the maximum losses that the IRS will recognize as a capital gains loss is $3,000 per individual. So that means that you could get your AGI reduced by $3,000 by taking 100% tax loss. But you don't have to take 100% tax loss. I personally would like to state that I will be willing to buy your shares for a tenth of a penny. Instead of $0, I'll buy it for a tenth of a penny. That means if you sell 1,000,000 shares, I will spend $1 million. I will give you $1,000 for your shares. You just have to transfer the AS. You just have to give me the what is it? The paper certificates for the shares. It'll give you $1,000. There you go. Instead of taking a 100% loss, you can take a 99.9% loss, and that's hey, there you go. But no, I don't recommend doing this tax loss thing because the most you can do a tax loss for is $3,000, right? As per the IRS, if you're an individual person. And what that means is that with $3,000, you will, if you took, I don't know, a $15,000 tax loss, you'd have to amortize that over 5 years. If you took a $30,000 loss, you'd have to amortize that over 10 years, and it's just it's not even worth it. $3,000 a year is meaningless. And by the time 10 years have gone by, you've got inflation, and your $30,000 loss will be, it'll be peanuts compared to what it is. It'll be you'll get peanuts for for what you would have got. So, good news. We got something.
Yay! I'm
Yay!
finally here. Finally.
Awesome. Thank you.
Gosh. Wow. Technology is very frustrating. I don't like it. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So I was going on about the tax loss possibilities, and the $3,000,
I was listening. Mhm.
and the IRS limits you to $3,000. What do you think?
Yes. Yes, IRS only limits you to $3,000. You can do a loss carryover if you're slick enough or you hire a good enough accountant or throw enough money at accountants. But yeah, $3,000 is it. And so you can't spread it out there. So you can't spread it out. But yeah, $3,000 is it. So, but the thing is, you can't claim that loss unless you sell. So if you sell,
So
then you can claim the loss. Otherwise, it doesn't. Yeah.
So what I do is I keep that loss for if I have a loss of a big amount, I keep the loss for a long time until I get a big win. Then when I get a big win, I then sell the loss, right? And I say, "Hey, look, my big win is now decreased significantly by by this loss that I had. It might have been a loss from 3 years ago, but I didn't sell yet until that happens, right?"
Right. Okay, that's slick. Yeah, that works.
Yeah. So I tend to keep my
Because,
yeah.
yeah, because then that decreases the net. That decreases your win, the net amount of your win. Yeah, if you mentally you're just like, okay, the loss is written off as 0, but then you tell the loss or whatever. Yeah, no, that works. When you get your big win, that's a good way to do it. I
Yeah.
like it.
Yeah, keep the loss on your books.
Tax wise,
Yeah, tax advice. Or not financial advice
Tax
again,
wise?
not tax advice either. That's what I do.
right, right. So there's this movie. I think I told you about it. Yeah, Snapchat. And
Ooh.
people ask like, oh, why is this? Yeah, because they're like, oh, why does this have anything to do? It doesn't seem right. So the premise of the movie Snapchat, for those who don't know, it's a great Haas movie starring Paul Newman,
Mhm.
and actually had two chickens. They were Frizzle Cochin brothers. I called them the Hanson brothers. There were only 2. There wasn't 4, but they would beat everybody up like the Hanson brothers.
Oh, I remember that.
Snapchat.
That was
Anyhow,
hilarious. Yeah.
Yeah, they wore glasses. Yeah, they
Yeah.
beat everybody up. They're like from Norway. And so the team was doing really good. And then Paul Newman goes to see the owner of the team. And he's like, look, the team's made a lot of money. We're doing great now. You should be happy. You're making money. And she's like, I'm dissolving the team. And he's like, what do you mean? You made so much money? She's like, look, now I'm in a different tax bracket than it was before. I made more money with my different tax bracket. It was a losing team, but now it's a winning team. So I need to dissolve this team. And he's like, that's stupid. That you can't do this to us. And she's like, that's finance.
That's
So yeah, it's like a flat strap.
yeah. Yeah, that was a terrific movie. I saw it, like, when it came out a long, long time ago. It was like I was floored when I saw it at first, right? This idea of a hockey team that, they weren't doing that well playing hockey, but then they decided to get into brawls with the other team, and people loved them. So that there you go. Yeah. So, so the other thing that I had in mind to talk about was potentially, so we talked about the 3 we didn't talk about the 3rd possibility. The 3rd possibility is gray market trades and all that. That's still sort of in the works, possibly. Uh, let's see if I can make this bigger. How's that? Move you to the side here so you can still see. Does that help?
Oh, yeah, let me point out real fast because Cable is talking about it, the whole Schwab courtesy selling.
Yeah.
Meaning Schwab will let you exit out of your position at an amount of 0 as a courtesy to you.
Yeah.
You can exit out as 0 as courtesy to you. And why would I exit out my position at 0 unless I really wanted that tax loss? But then, why would I exit out at 0? It's a good way for Schwab to get very, very cheap shares, in fact, free shares, because they're doing this as a courtesy to you. They're playing up that regard, and they're like, twirling their mustache. We're going to get the share.
And Schwab is TD Ameritrade right now, right? So they're actually they have the most shares that's needed, right? So they're in the most desperate situation.
I heard they're still separate for now, but it could very well be that they're sharing the same pool. I mean, it could be, right?
Yeah.
It could be, yeah. And they could be in the same position that TD is.
Yeah, they do have different CUSIPs, I think, on this thing. Let me see. I think their CUSIPs are different. Let's see. We got Fidelity with its own CUSIPs, which is interesting. And Schwab is in the same. It's in this orange CUSIP, and I believe so. Where's TD? TD is down here. TD Web Build. TD is here. TD Ameritrade is here, and Schwab and E-Trade are in the same CUSIP up here. So. So they do have different CUSIP numbers. So, do you think there is something to this contra CUSIP thing that's going on, or what do you think? All these numbers are changing like crazy.
They are. Like I talked about earlier when the phone was bad, but they're changing it. They told us we had Nextbridge shares, and then they change it. They're like, now these are the Nextbridge shares. You see, now you have them, but you told me I had them before. What are these things? What were those things? Right? Where are the Nextbridge shares? You told me they were Nextbridge shares. You changed the contra CUSIP, and then now you're saying, no, these are now the new Nextbridge shares. Well, what did I have before that you told me were Nextbridge shares? They never said, no, these are really Nextbridge shares.
Mhm.
So it's interesting how they keep changing I think they're just changing the contra CUSIP to make you believe that you have the no, see, now you have the shares. They're the shares, the CUSIP changed, but it doesn't mean anything, right? It doesn't mean anything.
I think they have to keep the CUSIP numbers so they can track the shorts, because right now they because this way they can go back to the original shorts wherever they are with these contra CUSIP numbers, or with CUSIP numbers being where they are, because they don't want to be on the hook to deliver shares and let the shorts go away, right? Because if there was any requirement for them to deliver the shares, then at that point they want to pass the buck back to the shorts, right?
Right.
Yeah. So, but I think in the case of TD, possibly that they have a problem with being a market maker and a broker dealer. So a lot of the bigger brokerages are going to be both market maker and broker dealer. I don't know if that's the case with Fidelity or not. It might be. Any thoughts?
Sorry, I was reading the misting on the progressive dealings that they were talking about on the PR.
Oh, okay.
Say that. We'll talk about that next. Say your question again.
A lot of large brokerage firms are also market makers. So, in the case of TD, I believe that TD is both the market maker and the broker dealer. But in the case of Fidelity, because it took me a long time to get the shares at the time I was buying the shares. I think they are not necessarily the market maker. What do you think?
You're correct. I can't remember. I used to know this. Fidelity does clear through somebody else. They don't clear their own shares. They're not their own clearinghouse. I can't remember who clears for Fidelity, but some places do their own clearing. Like JP Morgan has their own clearinghouse, right? They're their own market maker. Okay. E-Trade is its own market maker. You can even see E-Trade on level 2. E-Trade's its own market maker. JP Morgan's its own market maker. JP Morgan's its own clearinghouse. I'm not too sure who Fidelity, but it is somebody else, which is interesting. Yeah, it's I can't. It's a common one too. It'll come to me. It'll come to me probably in 4 hours. I'll wake up and say it's this person. Yeah.
Yeah. So interestingly enough, before this whole thing happened with the U3 halt freezing and all that, all my a large portion of my shares had been short-term capital gains because I had been buying them as we go along. But now, with this extra 2 or 3 months that we have, my short-term has become long-term, or some of my short-term has become long-term.
Right.
So I'll actually save some money that way. But again, I would rather have had this thing happen in December, of course. But as a consolation prize, at least I get a little bit more. So.
Right. That's, I guess, the consolation in this is a lot of our short-term capital gains are indeed turning into long-term capital gains.
Yeah. Any thoughts on this? Any thoughts on the fact that we have April 15th coming up? Do you think that that April 15th will have a meaning for for these brokers and tax statements that have to go out?
I don't think April 15th as much with the tax and everything. To me personally, that doesn't.
I don't think it matters. Yeah.
I don't think it matters. And if you think, well, we talked about the one, the outstanding, but yet to clear, shares, there's that value. But if the value, it doesn't have a value to it, then that's not going to matter much either. So, yeah, I don't think the tax thing, the deadline has really much to do. It's not going to affect us, really. I don't see that affecting us.
So I see from Cable that he said NextBridge just released more news. So do you know what that news is?
No, let me see. I don't see an email. Where would I find this news?
It's in Top Chat, I guess.
Yeah.
I think it was, Cable. Plus, NBH just released more oil news, something like that. Yeah. Judge, why long hold?
Yeah, I see it here. Yeah, if I screw up, Cable plus, comma, NBH just released more oil news! Exclamation. Whoa, there's like 5 of me.
Exactly.
Like
it goes on for infinity.
Oh, what's that called? Not a
Mirror.
tesseract. Infinity mirror. Oh, a fractal. It's fractal. That's what fractal.
There you go.
That's the term, fractal.
Yeah, they used that in, what was it? The Star Trek Ray thing. She had the fractals of herself going to infinity. So, I think, I think that in general, the fact that they found more oil, right? The fact that, so I got some junk email videos as well today from this guy, James Rickards. I don't know if you've heard of him, but in either case, he says something like, our economy is not in really good shape right now, and we need oil. And we've been sending all of our oil and natural gas to Europe because they need oil, because they've been cut off from their natural gas and all that. So he thinks that the price of energy is going to go up significantly. In California, the price of energy has already gone up significantly, and oil and gas companies have been doing well. And it could be that the oil and gas companies will be doing significantly better in the near term future. Do you think that the amount of the last time we had an actual oil and gas, what's the word, estimate was from Torchlight Energy when they said there was somewhere between 2.7 to 5 billion barrels of oil. And in general, we've been saying that there's around 3.2 billion barrels, we think, right? Do you think with all the new pay
Right,
zones and
correct.
all the extra drilling that might increase significantly from there?
I think it might. It might definitely increase significantly, especially because of new pay zones. How much, on what scale of significance, I'm not too sure. I'm hoping we see a report soon. I'm hoping we get that presentation soon.
That would be awesome.
That next bridge presentation. Yeah, I'm hoping we get that soon, especially since now they have the other wells completed. Can we get some data on the wells from last year, this year? What's the new estimate? Of oil, gas. I remember so the hydrocarbons website said 3.2 billion barrels of oil, not BOE, but barrels of oil.
Oil, right.
So that leaves, so that means that there could be, that the rumor is 6 billion cubic feet of natural gas,
Mhm.
but it might be a bit more than that, it might be a bit less than that, or it could be more of that with pay zones, or there could be more oil pay zones. It'd be nice to know what type of hydrocarbons we're talking about, and to what extent does that increase what we have. That would be nice. I think they're mapping though, because it was in the E block or whatever. So, is this just one particular area of where hydrocarbons are, or can this in the same play essentially be found throughout the property? Or is it just found in the same play? You have shale A, B, C, D, E. If this is in shale B, is it found only in shale B in this one spot, or can you find it in shale B on other spots of the property, or is it shale B for this one spot because it's, geology and it's superposition within the other, it's just in this naturally low area, and thus hydrocarbons, have kind of traveled there with the rock porosity. It's just kind of cooled up there. I'd like to know that, right? What are we looking at, right? Can you find that the same play in other spots, or just this one spot?
Yeah, they haven't really drilled a lot around the entire area, right? It seems to be in certain locations only.
Well, it's a big area though. Here's the thing: it's a big area that you're drilling, right? So the thing with other oil and gas plays that have sold within the past 10 years, even the big shell property, it wasn't a whole continuous rectangular block. It had blobs that were pretty significant, but then there's a lot of tiny little specks everywhere, right? That constituted, and they were in midst of other properties. And you had to do the easements, but
someone else might have an oil well. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And this is one big, huge rectangle. I will say this: when you do have peppered places, right? And it's not one big block like ours. If it's really peppered, what you do is turn to oil royalties and oil rights. So you get the rights, but then depending how the drainage is and the geology of the rocks, your neighbor can get some royalties too, because some of his oil drains into your property depending on the geology of it. Right. And I know this because my friend who's Eagle Ford, he gets the royalty on his properties from the marathon drilling there, but then he also gets some from the wells on his neighbor's property as well.
That's pretty cool.
But the cool thing is about ours is it's one big continuous property, right? So you don't have to worry about that as much. It's one big continuous property.
Yeah, 134,000 acres.
How I see it.
Yeah.
Right. One big chunk covered.
Yeah. Yeah, I was kind of worried with being peppered that your neighbor could drill in and suck the oil out before you could and all that. So that's why they have these rights, right?
That's also that's also that, and that's why it's so hush hush, because if they catch wind, your neighbor's gonna come in, and I'm gonna get the oil before you did, that whole thing. And so that's part of it, and one of the reasons why oil is so hush hush. Why is oil still hush hush? Well, that's why, because And a lot of what they do with probabilities of wells are also determined by what the neighboring well does in that particular play, and then they'll kind of take in consideration the geology of plays and how that sticks out. But when you're like this, you're kind of by yourself, and you have one big spot, and there's no neighboring spot. Then you gotta do a bit more exploration, definitely.
Mhm. Yeah, there's whole regions that they haven't, like, drilled in. So there's whole regions that they can just like, up to the northeast, I think, they haven't, like, really touched that area at all. They've been mostly down, towards the south end.
Oh, no, actually, no, they haven't touched the south end at all. They've actually been on the north part of the property.
Oh,
Mostly.
okay.
Yeah, they haven't been on the south. Yeah, they
Oh.
haven't been on that south part yet. Right. At least not with Torchlight, and at least not modern. There were some really old wells dating back to 1982 on the very south end of it.
Mhm.
If you look it up, but it's been very long since. Yeah, most of it's been concentrated in the northern part. This E block one, I think, was the most southern one that they've done, but they haven't gone south of Highway 62. They haven't gone to the southern part south of Highway 62 yet.
Mhm. So we've got 2 pipelines going through there right now, and one's oil and one's natural gas. One of them is really close to one of the places that they're drilling. So I'm wondering at some
Yeah.
point, are they going to hook up? Who knows?
The option I know to hook up is there. Both of those are owned by Kinder Morgan, and the option to hook up is there. The closer one's the gas, and then the oil one isn't necessarily on their property. It's in the S block, but it's on university land, and university lands will let them hook up to it. So you have that. It's the crude oil pipeline just on the next block down, but they can hook up to it. University lands will let them.
Yeah. So in their press release, they did also state that they're not that these are only test wells, that they're not going to be doing production on them and all that. Do you think that's because they don't want to hit the continuous drilling clause and have to, do a new drill, drill a new well every 90 days or something like that? Or do you think there's another reason?
That could be it. Yeah, that could be it. Also, when you start producing oil, the book values change, right? The book value changes. And now, all of a sudden, brokerages can be like, oh, well, you changed your book value. Now we know how much NextBridge is worth, right? Now we know because now you're selling oil and gas. But if they keep it a mystery like this, that puts pressure back on the brokerages.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
So there's a similar thing in Silicon Valley. You don't actually produce revenue because once you produce revenue, that limits how high your stock price could be. Right. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, and that's the same thing with NextBridge. Once you start producing oil and gas, that changes the book value for oil and gas, right? Because now it's in production. If it's not production, then they don't have to report a value on that. And again, I cite this. ConocoPhillips does the same accounting method. They cite it on the beginning of their presentations. I cited this in my earlier videos. But yeah, as long as they don't produce, they don't have to send a book value, and that leaves brokerages and market makers and people who must go eventually buy shares wondering how much is this really going to be. They're not going to produce anytime soon. There's no book value. Yeah, that puts pressure back on them, right?
Yeah.
We're not producing. We're just going to explore. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So if they did do a full production thing on this, right? Let's say ExxonMobil buys them or some large company, Chevron, who knows, whatever, Occidental. Let's say a large company buys them. Do you think they would, put like 200 wells on there, or do you think they would just hold off for a bit, just leave it as a reserve?
Okay.
Wait for oil prices to
Yeah,
go higher?
this depends on the company. Yeah, this depends on the company. If a big company buys it, it depends on them and what their needs are, right? They might start doing some production on it, or they might hold off and just sit on it for a while. That's, not unheard of. At least they have it. It's not like the oil's going to go bad.
Right.
Expire, right? It's been there for millions of years. It's not going to mold. That was for a long time. People used to use that as FUD, saying, this is bad oil. That's it's been sitting there for so long. I'm like, it's millions of years old. It doesn't go bad. But Yeah, well, big oil companies can sit on this. They have the means to do so, or they can produce it out now. It just depends on the need of the oil company, right? And if they buy it, it's up to them on how they want to utilize it.
Mhm.
Like if somebody buys something from you, like a used car, okay, whatever you want to do with the car, it's your car now. If you want to just have it sit in your driveway, or you want to, use it as demolition derby, daily driver, that's up to you.
What do you think about this? We have two lawsuits in play right now, right? We've got Rosa Twill and we've got Richard Hoffman. So, and they're both very different lawsuits, right? The Rosa just wants to reopen up trading. Richard Hoffman, he wants discovery. He's going for the whole kit and caboodle, right?
Right.
So, do you have any thoughts on those? Now, we don't have a ruling from the judge yet, but do you think we might get it? Get something soon or something?
I hope so. And they're different judges, so
And different
I'm
jurisdictions.
hoping that we do get some. Yeah, different judges, different jurisdictions. Is Richard Hoffman a federal judge or not? Do you know?
I think he's
anything about the
federal
judge
in
for Richard
California,
Hoffman?
but yeah.
Right. Okay, so he's a federal judge. Like Rosa's a federal in Florida. Okay.
Right. Yeah.
So that's good. Oh, don't forget, we also have thing. So really, we have.
Oh, can you
three.
repeat? I missed that. We also have.
Oh, we have West Christian.
We have West Christian. Yes, flamethrower. Yeah. So we have three things going on.
We have three flamethrower. But I haven't seen anything from flamethrower yet.
So
Soon, any updates on this?
So that brings up the whole the tweet by John Berta. He said, by the way, yes, he had to sell some shares. My contention and my belief is that he sold shares to cover the flamethrower and West Christian lawsuits and investigations and the share intel, right? Share intel is not going to do the stuff for free either. So all of that stuff is there. Thoughts?
Right. Yeah, they're not going to do it for free. So that's, in fact, there's an article, a really good article about West Christian, and it talked about his. This was from 2021, and he talked about his fees in 2021. So for inflation, his fees are not cheap either. He's it's several millions of dollars just to get his fees. And he doesn't take cheap cases either. He takes minimum that will pay out at least $100 million plus. That's when he, as it pays out at least this, that's when he thinks about starting the case. And so, he costs money. Share intel costs money. A lot of stuff costs money, and you got to get that money somehow.
Well, that's the other thing, though. He won't take a case unless he believes there's a strong chance he'll win as well, right?
Right. Yeah, he's going to win, and he's going to win for at least $100 million plus. So that's when he starts taking cases.
Yes, we have that happening. Also, the flamethrower thing is, I think, good and independent by itself because that sheds light on the whole matter, right? That sheds light on the whole short selling stuff that's going on, not just in our shares, but in other shares across U.S. stocks. And I believe that if I was FINRA and I was someone wanting to promote the integrity of U.S. markets, which I think FINRA wants to do really, that they would want this stuff to be over as soon as possible. Any thoughts?
I agree. I want it to be over as soon as possible. That'd be nice. It's in everybody's best interest if it's over as soon as possible.
See,
go
ahead.
Yeah. No, go ahead.
So my contention is that FINRA is not their stated goal is to protect the retail investor or to protect all investors and whatnot. No, I don't believe that's their stated goal. I don't believe that's their real goal. Their real goal is to provide PR for Wall Street that the U.S. markets are a safe market. They're corruption free. There are no problems if you invest in the U.S. market. This is not like investing in a banana republic, right? It's not like investing in some market that, who knows, gee, my money could be gone tomorrow, right? So it's the whole goal of FINRA to make the U.S. market seem as though it's the best market to invest in. And when you have a lawsuit by Wes Christensen, when you have a flamethrower telling you that you've got problems with what's the word? You've got problems with, you've got problems with naked shorting that's happening rampantly all over the place. Shares aren't being delivered. That makes people, if you're someone, in Saudi Arabia or Dubai's where a lot of wealthy people are nowadays, they don't necessarily want to spend money in the US market if they don't think it's safe, right? If you're in Dubai, you're in the Dubai
Right.
markets already. That's
Exactly.
unsafe. You've made a lot of money. You want to take your money that you made and put it someplace that's safe, right?
Right.
So you want to promote safety.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, I agree. The FINRA is there to make U.S. stock market look good. And yeah, then now you have a lot of other sides from this getting pressed, saying, no, FINRA doesn't protect investors. FINRA just protects the brokers. Here's a lot of examples of FINRA protecting the brokers over protecting investors.
Mm-hmm.
Some blatant examples, evidence. Yeah, that doesn't make the markets look safe for a lot of people. Money talks, right?
Yeah.
And I think, FINRA, it's in their best interest to get this resolved because the longer it sits, the more PR gets out.
Yeah, the longer it sits. You got 65,000 people who aren't shutting up, who are basically responding to every FINRA tweet with, hey, gee, have you taken care of that MMTLP next hydrocarbons thing yet?
Right.
And anyone who wants to investigate how markets operate, which markets are safe, they have choices, right? You can go to Europe, you can go to London, you can go to Tokyo, you can go to Dubai. There's all sorts of places you can go to, and a lot of people like to keep their money in the Cayman Islands. A lot of people like to keep their money in Switzerland. But if you have a choice, it had been for a while that you put your money in the U.S. because it's safe, and you can't put your money in the U.S. in cash. You got to put it in stocks or something like that. If you put it in cash, inflation just eats it away, right? So.
Yeah, if you put in cash, each away. You don't have to put in stocks, though. A lot of people will put their money in housing. A lot of foreign people buy up U.S. housing, and that's where they put their money in, is U.S. housing.
Mm-hmm.
Some other people will buy
bonds.
Bonds. There's big ranches, too. They buy, like, these big vacation game ranches down here. Like, it'll be some foreign company to buy big vacation game ranches. There's also foreign companies, and I'll say this because the one local gas station here just got bought up. It was family-owned gas station. They got like 4 gas stations in the 2 counties, and it was nice because I knew the family, and they had a store in there with pie, and the bathrooms were nice. Now this conglomerate, which owns Alta, buying that gas station, and it's one of those investors that are foreign investors, and that's where they put their money in, and so it's going to change, and that's where they sold it. But there's many ways you can invest your money. The goal is the stock market wants money to go to them, right? Wall Street says, put your money here. We want your money. We want to use that money. Give us your money. But it's safe. Well, FINRA says it's safe. They're here to protect you. It's safe. But if it doesn't look safe, you're going to put your money in real estate. You're going to put your money in gold. You're going to put your money in everything else but the stock market.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we've got this huge issue that that Flamethrower is highlighting with naked shorting, and it's not just naked shorting of small stocks; it's also naked shorting of large stocks as well too. So we have that going on. But interestingly enough, I think I saw a report by BlackRock and State Street and possibly Susquehanna. They're all saying they're jittery about where the stock market could go in the near-term future, right? So if the stock market crashes, that means that those particular entities are set up for a market crash. Because if they're saying they're jittery now, they're prepared. So, in my sense, I think NBH and expert hydrocarbons is my preparation for the potential market crash.
Well, the nice thing about it is it's not just a random company or something. It's actually a commodity-backed company, right? It's a commodity backing it and has a good supply of this commodity backing it. whole has a lot of oil, has a lot of gas backing the stock, right? Because commodity stock.
Mhm.
And just as a lot of companies go down, let's say, it's like a service provider company or a medical service provider company or something like that, and they're stocking it okay. Things kind of dip and swing, and there's nothing really backing that company, and the stock price goes down, the company has to go out. This one, oil and gas backs it, and we're going to need oil and gas, right? It's like saying you're backing, food. People got to eat.
Mhm.
People need energy.
So, I'm gonna have to close the live stream soon.
Yeah, that's okay.
So I will, so by the way, just FYI, big shout out, Houston Wade, I believe, has a live stream chat going on, so check out his stream. Um, and, that's it. So, a big shout out and thanks to RP. So, thank you, Roller Pigeons, for joining us. And,
Thanks for having me. Thanks to everybody out there putting up with our technical difficulties tonight.
yeah, sorry about that. So with that, I'm gonna end the live stream. Okay. So thank you and
Okay.
goodbye.
All right.
So
Bye.
let's see that. Yeah, end stream.